If I told you that you could go from knowing zero English to having real conversations in just 6 months, would you believe me? Most people don't. They think English takes years, expensive classes, or moving to another country. I'm here to tell you that's not true. And in this video, I'm going to give you the exact day-by-day, month-by-month plan to do it. No fluff. No, just watch more Netflix advice. A real system. Stick around until the end, because I'm also going to tell you the 3 mistakes that slow almost every beginner down and how to avoid them. Let's get started. Quick note before we dive in. This plan is for absolute beginners, people starting from zero or close to it. If you already speak some English, you can skip ahead using the timestamps below, but most of this still applies to you. I've used this exact method and help students use it to take people from I don't understand anything to holding full conversations in under 6 months. It's not magic, it's consistency, the right order of skills, and knowing where to focus your energy. So let's break down the 6 months phase by phase. Before the plan, one mindset shift that changes everything. Most people learn English backwards. They start with grammar rules, long vocabulary lists, and textbook exercises, and they wonder why, after years, they still can't speak. Here's the truth. Language is a skill, not knowledge. You don't learn to swim by reading about swimming. You learn by getting in the water. So this plan flips the order. We prioritize listening and speaking from day one, and we let grammar come naturally through exposure. The same way you learned your first language as a child. Keep that idea in your head. Less studying about English, more using English. Now, let's map out the 6 months. We're going to split this into 3 phases, 2 months each. Phase 1 is the foundation phase, building your base vocabulary and ear. Phase 2 is the immersion phase, where you start thinking in English. Phase 3 is the fluency phase, where you start speaking without translating in your head. Let's go through each one. Your only goal is this: build your core vocabulary and train your ear to recognize English sounds. Here's exactly what to do. First, learn the 1,000 most common English words. That sounds like a lot, but those 1,000 words make up about 80% of everyday conversation. Use flashcard apps with spaced repetition. They're free, and they're proven to work far better than copying word lists by hand. Second, listen for at least 20 minutes a day to slow, beginner-friendly English audio, podcasts or videos made specifically for learners. Don't worry about understanding every word. Your brain is learning the rhythm and sound of the language, even when you don't consciously notice it. Third, learn basic sentence patterns, not grammar rules. Instead of memorizing the present continuous tense, just learn and repeat phrases like, I am eating, she is working, they are walking. Pattern recognition beats rule memorization every time at this stage. By the end of month 2, you should recognize common words by ear and understand simple, slow sentences. You won't be fluent, and that's fine. You're building the foundation. Months 3 and 4 are about immersion, surrounding yourself with English so your brain starts adapting to it naturally. Here's the plan. Switch your phone, social media, and at least one daily habit into English. If you watch YouTube or shows daily, start watching content in English with English subtitles, not subtitles in your own language. This forces your brain to connect sound to meaning directly. Start speaking out loud every single day, even alone. Describe your room, your day, your plans. Out loud, in English, even if the sentences are simple and full of mistakes. Mistakes are not the enemy here, silence is. Find a speaking partner. This is the single biggest accelerator in this entire plan. Use a language exchange app or community to talk with a native speaker or another learner for at least 15 minutes a few times a week. Real conversation, even short and clumsy, teaches you faster than hours of solo studying. By the end of month 4, you should be able to have short, simple conversations about everyday topics, even with pauses and mistakes. The final 2 months are about fluency, speaking and understanding without translating in your head first. Here's how. Increase your speaking practice to almost daily, aiming for 30 minutes of real conversation when possible. At this stage, the goal shifts from, can I say this, to, can I say this naturally and quickly? Start consuming regular, native-level content, shows, podcasts, videos meant for native speakers, not just learners. Yes, it will feel harder at first. That's the point. You're training for the real world, not a classroom. Review your mistakes weekly. Keep a small notebook of phrases you got wrong in conversation and review them. This single habit speeds up correction more than any course. By the end of month 6, you should be able to hold real, flowing conversations on familiar topics, understand native speakers at normal speed most of the time, and express yourself without constantly translating from your own language. That's the full 6-month roadmap. If you want this in one simple daily routine, here it is. 10 minutes of vocabulary review using flashcards, 20 minutes of listening to English audio or video, and at least 15 minutes of speaking practice, whether that's talking to a partner or just talking to yourself out loud. That's under an hour a day, less than one episode of a show. The people who succeed with this aren't the ones who study for 5 hours once a week. They're the ones who show up for 45 focused minutes every single day. Before we wrap up, here are 3 mistakes to avoid. Mistake 1, studying grammar before you can speak basic sentences. Grammar matters, but it should support speaking, not replace it. Mistake 2, waiting until you feel ready to speak. You will never feel fully ready. Speak with the English you have today, not the English you wish you had. Mistake 3, comparing your month 2 to someone else's month 6. Everyone's pace is different. Stay focused on your own progress, not someone else's highlight reel. Avoid these 3, and you'll move faster than most learners ever do.